Let's start with a thought that might sound illegal in your head. You are not lazy. You don't hate productivity. You hate staring at your to-do list, doing nothing, and quietly thinking, why am I like this? I'm just lazy. Something's wrong with me. But here's the weird part. Truly lazy people don't feel guilty all day. They're chilling. They're fine. You, on the other hand, are exhausted, overwhelmed, scrolling, overthinking, and still calling yourself lazy. So what if the problem isn't your character? What if the problem is a brain that's overloaded, like a phone with 2% battery and 200 apps open? In this video, I'm going to prove to you that you're not lazy. I'll show you a simple test you can do today, the 3 types of overload draining you, and a 24-hour experiment to collect your own proof. Stick around to the end because once you see this clearly, you'll never use lazy as an identity again.
We live in a world that loves simple labels. Can't get started on work? Lazy. Can't answer messages? Lazy. Didn't go to the gym? Lazy. It's easy, it's brutal, and it's wrong. Because think about this. You can binge a show for 5 hours straight without moving. You can deep dive a game and forget to eat. You can scroll social media like an Olympic sport. That's not a lack of energy or focus. That's proof your brain can lock onto things. So why is it that when it's time to study, work, or clean your room, that same brain suddenly turns into a potato? Here's the answer we almost never consider. You're not failing because you're missing some magical motivation gene. You're failing because your brain is already running at 110% on the wrong tasks. Notifications, unfinished conversations, worries, tiny decisions, open tabs, that argument from last week you're replaying in your head, all of that is mental weight. And then, on top of that, you tell yourself, I'm lazy, I'm useless, I'll never change. So now you're overloaded and attacking yourself for it. No wonder your brain taps out. In a minute, we'll do a quick test, lazy or overloaded. But first, let's understand what laziness would actually look like.
Let's run a tiny experiment right now. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in something. Maybe you were playing a game, editing a photo, writing fanfic, drawing, listening to a podcast, whatever. Time disappeared. You forgot to check your phone. You forgot to be lazy. Now ask yourself, did you need a motivational speech to keep going? Did you watch 10 productivity videos first? Did you shame yourself into doing it? No, you just did it. That means your brain is physically capable of focus and effort. The hardware works. That's important. Lazy people don't accidentally enter flow states doing things they like. They avoid effort all the time in every direction. You, on the other hand, can work hard when your brain isn't drowning. So our job in this video is not to turn you from lazy to motivated. It's to take a brain that's overloaded and give it some breathing room. In a moment, I'll walk you through the 3 kinds of overload that steal your energy. When you hear them, you'll probably recognize yourself in at least 2.
Type 1. Digital overload. Picture a stick figure version of you. Above your head float dozens of little icons. Messages, emails, notifications, tabs. Every few seconds, ping, your brain turns its head. Is that important? Is that dangerous? Am I missing something? Each small switch looks harmless, but it costs attention. Your mind becomes like a browser with 50 tabs open. Nothing crashes, but everything is painfully slow. So when you try to start important work, your brain is already tired from just existing online. That's digital overload. Type 2. Emotional overload. Now give that same stick figure a heavy backpack. Inside the backpack, guilt about things you haven't done, worry about the future, shame from the past, tiny conflicts you never resolved. You don't see it, but you feel it. It's the weight in your chest when you think, I should have done more today. It's the mini panic when you remember 5 different responsibilities at once. Your brain can't sprint when it's carrying all that emotional weight, so it chooses the easiest option: distract, avoid, numb out. Not because you're lazy, but because you're tired. Type 3. Decision overload. Finally, imagine your stick figure standing in front of 20 doors. Each door is a choice. Which task do I start with? Should I reply now or later? Do I work or rest? Gym or no gym? Study or clean or cook or... Most people think they have an action problem. What they actually have is a decision problem. The brain hates uncertainty. If every task is a new decision, your brain burns energy just choosing, and often ends up choosing nothing. So you open YouTube or TikTok or Instagram because that's the one door that's always open and easy. digital overload, emotional overload, decision overload. Put all three together and suddenly, lazy doesn't even make sense anymore, does it? In a second, I'll give you a simple 3-step protocol to unload your brain. But first, remember this. If your brain feels heavy, doing nothing is not a personality flaw. It's a symptom.
We're not going to fix your whole life in one video, but we can give your brain a reset button. Think of this as dump, delete, decide. You can do this in 10-15 minutes after this video. Step 1. Dump. Grab a piece of paper or a blank note. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Write down everything currently in your head. Tasks, tiny worries, I should thoughts, messages you owe people, random ideas. No organizing, no judging, no fixing. You're just taking mental tabs and putting them on a table. Most people skip this because it feels too simple. But your brain loves when it can see the monsters instead of just feeling them. When you're done, you'll stare at a messy page and feel a tiny bit lighter. That's step 1. Step 2. Delete. Look at the list and ask, if I completely ignored this for a week, would my life actually fall apart? If the answer is no, cross it out. Old plans you don't care about. Goals that belong to a past version of you. Random tasks you wrote down because you felt guilty. Deleting them is not failure. It's updating your brain's to-do list to match reality. You are not meant to carry 40 priorities at once. That's not discipline. That's self-sabotage. When you're done deleting, you'll have fewer things on the page and fewer weights in your backpack. Step 3. Decide. Now choose one important thing. Not 10, not 5, 1. And don't choose the biggest version of it. Choose the smallest next action. Not write a 10-page essay. Open the document and write one messy paragraph. Not get fit. Put on shoes and walk for 10 minutes. Not fix my life. Spend 20 minutes on this one task. Then make a tiny agreement with yourself. For the next 25 minutes, I'm only responsible for this one action. I'm allowed to be as imperfect and unmotivated as I want as long as I do this. What you're doing here is removing overload. Digital, you're not giving your brain 50 incoming pings, just one job. Emotional, you're proving to yourself I can move, which slowly kills shame. Decision, no more choosing between 20 doors, one door right now. In a moment, I'll give you a 24-hour experiment based on this. Use it as your personal I'm not lazy evidence.
Here's your challenge for the next 24 hours. Treat it like a science experiment, not a self-improvement ritual. Step A. Reduce digital noise for just one day. Turn off non-essential notifications. Put your phone in another room for your 25-minute focus block. You're not deleting apps, you're just closing some tabs. Step B. Do one brain unload. 5 minutes dumping, 5 minutes deleting, one tiny action chosen. Step C. Run one 25-minute focus sprint. Start a timer. Do that tiny action. No perfection, no pressure, just movement. Then, at the end of the day, ask yourself one question. When I reduced the overload, did I suddenly become more capable of effort? If the honest answer is yes, even a little, congratulations. You just proved to yourself that you are not lazy. You are a human brain running in an environment it was never designed for. And when you change that environment, you change your behavior. You've spent years calling yourself lazy. Every time you did, you carved that identity deeper. I'm the kind of person who never finishes things. I'm the kind of person who can't start. I'm the kind of person who wastes time. But today you saw something different. You saw that you can focus on things you love. You saw that your brain is juggling digital noise, emotional baggage, and endless decisions. You saw that when you unload even a little, you move. So from now on, instead of I'm lazy, try my brain is overloaded right now. What can I delete, decide, or dump? That one sentence is the difference between attacking yourself and helping yourself. If this video helped you retire the word lazy from your vocabulary, stick around because this channel is all about dismantling the other lies your brain tells you so your actions finally match who you actually are. You're not lazy, you're overloaded. And overload can be changed.